Hello everyone, this is Karishkur here again with another guide, with another rush guide. This time I'm going to talk about the early cavalry rush, the early light cavalry rush, I would also like to call it this way, which consists of a variety of units that counters quite a lot of other units. This time I'm playing against Ayubids. And I'm actually going to start the way I would start my early horseman rush by sending the 6th villager to building the Uvu. I'm placing down my town center, sending them all to sheep. All of these villagers will get rallied to wood, but one of them will go to food, to the sheep. So we're going to put 5 on wood and the next on sheep. We need to get the stable as soon as possible. So meanwhile I'm scouting around the base, and the important aspect of it is to scout until you have the stables up, which is very important. If you come with your Khan after you have the stables, then you might have a problem, because once the stable is finished, once the first horseman is being created, the villagers will finish gathering the first 3 initial sheep. So you need to take this one into account. And we're only going to create 2 horsemen. We're going to start this attack by sending in the horsemen to the gold, to the resources that they are trying to get. We need to harass the eco. And okay, the wood choppers are nearly finished. Just a few more hits, a few more chops. Okay, one can go to sheep, the other one can go to sheep as well, and these 2 can go to sheep as well. And I'm going to take this one and build the stables. I don't know if I have them fast enough, but it doesn't matter. Every game is different, so sometimes you build the stables and you already have 140 stone or something, so this can happen. This is not a problem. Of course, the earlier you send in the horsemen, the better. But it doesn't always have to be like this. Now, once you have 9 on food, you need to make sure you have 9 on food, 2 on gold. Oh, there is another sheep. I need to get this one as well. So this is like the last sheep I can get, the last 2 sheep I can get. Okay, create the horseman. All right, let's go. We need to move quick. Okay, 2 on gold. Back to sheep. You can see how the villagers are gathering around 1 sheep, so this is why this is the perfect moment. A few seconds before you have the stables, you need to have your Khan back. Yeah, you don't want this to happen. Of course it can. It can happen. Okay. So this is what is going to happen until we age up. Also, another thing you can do, just select the Khan and the raiders individually because they have different speeds. 162, 188. Okay, let's see what he is doing. You can split them up if you have just arrived at their town center, which is okay. Just split them up and go in different directions until you find their goals to harass. Okay. Now we're going to focus on our base. Okay, we are soon going to age up. And now I want to show you what I'm doing. This is very important. I'm going to select 5 villagers, build the deer stones as close as possible, and the next villagers will go to wood. I prefer keeping 8 on food at this point of the game because I have noticed it is the perfect amount of villagers to keep progress of your ambush, and actually to create military units. So this is like the best opportunity. So you're playing against Ayubit. Just disappear from this gold camp once you see that shiny camel coming out, which has how much speed? This is very important to me. I care about this. Okay, it has, the Desert Raider has 162. Yeah, this is why it's perfect. Okay, we can create another horseman. We're going to need these horsemen. Okay, let's check out the army. Okay, we have this one. Let's go and see. Always stick around the base of your opponent. This is why I have created the other scout. Okay, now we take all these 5 villagers and send them to the archery range. They need to build the archery range. Alright, we need to upgrade the horsemen. The Khan should have been here by now. Okay. Now we send these, 3 of these need to go to gold. And the other 2 to food. Okay, let's create the first Mangudai. Okay, and now once we have 150 wood, we are going to create the blacksmith, and this is it with the buildings that we need for now. Also, once you have enough resources, you can go for a Keshik. But we're trying to to take this light. We're going to be light. This is why I call it a light cavalry rush. So this means you can even mix in another horseman. All right, let's go. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so now that we talked about the build, let's have a look at the army. It's 6 minutes 50, and we have Khan. We have 3 horsemen, 1 scout. I'm going to select you, and we have Mangudai. Mangudai and Khan, I like to control group 3, the Khan and the Mangudai, because they can chase off the spearmen so easily. It's not even true. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, this is what I'm going for. I'm going for 4 Mangudai, 3 horsemen, 1 scout, 1 Khan. Let's discuss again what's happening. Alright, so we have quite a few Mangudai. We're going to chase. We're going to let them chase us. Alright? And we can get the spearmen. Since we have the control group on the horsemen, we can always use them to attack. And we can harass the opponent, so this is a very good army to harass the opponent. And you can see the Mangudai are pretty good against the camels, they're pretty good against the spearmen. So, and when you see that your opponent is creating so many spearmen, you go for another round of Mangudai. Okay, I'm going to leave the base alone. Also, one more thing that I want to specify is that you can actually run and do quick stuff at your base. But our point is to go and hit them on gold, go and hit them wherever they are vulnerable, wherever they are focusing their economy. Also, we have the scouts that we can use. Of course, by now your opponent would have built a tower, but this is another story. How to micromanage Mangudai and horsemen, this is another story. But what you are trying to do, okay, run Mangudais, run. What you're trying to do is to just encircle your enemy's base a little bit and try to find some villagers to kill off. Now, Control 2, as you can see, I have only selected the Control 2 group and I have attacked only with the horsemen. Now I can use Control 3 to attack only with the Mangudai. So this entire army is a Control 1 group. I'm gonna let them. This is a Control 3 group. This is a control through, and this is control 1. So you can use individually your Mangudai and your horsemen. Okay. Another upgrade you might want to get even earlier, once you have 125, is the iron undermesh and some extra Keshik. If you have to deal with towers, you need the Keshik. You need the Keshik that are very powerful, and you need to have protection against armor. So, but let's focus back on this light cavalry. Why I like to go light is because of the speed of the Keshik. The Keshik is 162 compared to the other units that are a bit faster. Let's check the Mangudai, 156. 162, so the horseman is faster than the Mangudai. Okay, anyway, can you see how I'm using the Mangudai to just circle around the base? So you don't want to rush in with your Mangudai. You just want to roam around the enemy base. And while he is doing this, you have noticed he's going for spearmen and camels. So what you can do is either to go for barracks, create some spearmen of your own, and archers, of course. Keep on raiding with this unit while. So yeah, actually, what can you do with this raid? So the function of this army is not to defeat your opponent's army, but it is one, to scout what your enemy is going for, what your enemy is doing, and because you have the advantage that you have 2 scouts, and you have this the scouting falcon, which is pretty awesome. Let's select this one. Yeah, so you can scout quite a lot of your enemy base. So you just want to circle the base. You want to pick off units, and especially villagers. And as you can see, it's not impossible to find villagers building stuff or chopping wood that are pretty vulnerable. So you can go in with Keshik, you can go in with the horsemen, you can snipe them down with your Mangudai. This is one of the best practices for this. So yeah, the Mangudai are pretty good against the spearmen, because if they chase, yeah, they take a lot of damage. And of course, if you add spearmen, this fight would have been so much easier. Yeah, so this is the function of this army. It is a scouting army. It is an army that you use to explore your enemy's base, while you either go castle, either go for a second town center, either go for a feudal army. It's all up to you. This is not your consistent army. You don't want to go for more than 6 Mangudai. 6 Mangudai is enough. So as you have seen, I can snipe off the spearmen pretty easily. I can take some damage from archers, but you don't want to stick with this army. You just want to keep the Keshik and the horsemen to counter the archers for later. You want to go for another army if your opponent is going into feudal quite heavily, or if your opponent is going for a fast castle age, you want to do the same. You want to get some monks out of your own. You might need some crossbowmen to deal with men-at-arms or other heavy units. So this army is only there for raiding and maybe going back to the base in case you're getting attacked. You're actually trying to slow down your opponent. You want to keep their army in their base while you are doing your thing in your base. So you can slowly design your base while you raid your opponent. And yeah, so this is kind of it. As you can see, this is the army. This is the army that I have been using, and yeah, these are the functions. So you want to get this one for the Mangudai. You want to get this one if you need to dive under towers. You want to mix in a Keshik or two later. You want to get maximum 6 Mangudai. Once, as quickly as possible, you need to get the wheelbarrow going. And while you are raiding, you need to focus on building your base, your economy, your fast castle age, whatever you're trying to achieve. So yeah, I hope you find this tactic useful. I hope you can do some pretty good raids and win the games with this little army. So good luck, have fun!